of the officials who are here to serve our students and athletes. Thank you.
As kingfishers catch fire, dragonflies draw flame. As tumbled over rim and roundy wells, stones ring. Like each tucked string tells, each hung bell's bow swung finds tongue to fling out broad its name. Each mortal thing does one thing and the same. Deals out that being endures, each one dwells. Selves goes itself. Myself it speaks and spells, crying what I do is me, for that I came. I say more, the just man justices, keeps grace that keeps all his goings graces, acts in God's eye in what God's eye he is. Christ. For Christ plays in 10,000 places, lovely in limbs and lovely in eyes not his, to the Father through the futures of men's faces. It's really rare finding a poem like that. You know, a poem that not only looks beautiful when you read it quietly to yourself, but also sounds beautiful when you hear it and feels beautiful on your tongue. And also a poem so rich in meaning. Gerard Hopkins is the author of this poem, and man, okay, I don't even know. This guy is awesome. I've known this poem since freshman year, and I never really understood it until this year, and this year it's like my favorite poem because it's so beautiful. Like the part that says, each hung bell's bow swung finds tongue to fling out broad its name. No matter what, everything just emanates what it is. And he goes on to say that later, when he says, deals out that being endures, each one dwells. Selves goes itself. Myself it speaks and spells, crying what I do is me, for that I came. Everything is itself, and so itself that it's identified as being itself. I'm identified as being human. You can identify that. You can tell. Or you can tell that that's a coffee mug. Or you can tell that this is a house that I'm in. Because you can tell, because it emanates what it is. It emanates its own definition. It is itself. And it's truly beautiful that things can just be things. Just be themselves without us even having to understand what makes them themselves, but they just are. They just are what they are. And in everything being themselves, what they are created to be, they're emanating Christ. Christ plays in 10,000 places, lovely in limbs and lovely in eyes not his, to the Father, through the futures of men's faces. In every living thing that is, there is good, and every ounce of good is a reflection of what Christ is. By being what we are, by emanating what we are giving glory to God, and there's no helping that. I say more, the just man justices, keeps grace that keeps all his goings graces, acts in God's eye what in God's eye he is. Christ. I'm probably explaining this wrong. I just can't get over how beautiful this poem is. I have limbs and eyes, and I'm not this disembodied being. I'm in a body. I mean, my body is part of who I am. It's not just transportation from my head. And Christ plays in my body. He plays in 10,000 places, my body being one of them, because I emanate me, and he created me, and I emanate every idea of humanity that he has. Christ plays in 10,000 places, lovely in limbs and lovely in eyes not his, to the Father through the futures of men's faces. There's this verse in scriptures that talks about how if we are silent, then the rocks themselves will cry out. And it's totally true, and they do. Even though we aren't silent, they cry out because they are. They are rocks. It sounds really, really dumb, but they are physical, embodied, created things. They have value. And they are matter, and they can't be created, well, physically created by man, or destroyed at all, because they are matter, and they exist, and they emanate that. Every moment of every day, they cry out that they exist, and something made them, someone made them. And they are beautiful in their own way. And Christ plays even in the dirt and the stones, the voiceless, motionless, breathless things. Christ plays in them. Because Christ plays in 10,000 places.